Hey all, this is Xenoxis. Welcome back to more Vampire Survivors. I don't know exactly what episode we are at, but the latest patch came out on the 28th, which was Tuesday of this week that we're currently in, because, the new week doesn't start until Monday and stuff that, I know that there's certain places where the new week actually starts during, Sunday or whatever, which is weird, and stuff that, but yeah, so, oh, wait, does it remember the different settings then that I'm using when I have the microphone plugged in? It seems to actually do that. That's actually interesting. Yeah, I have changed to some of the play colors here and stuff there because, but yeah, maybe that is correct. I don't know if I need to decrease the sound on that. We will see how things are, because I did increase the sound to 10, stuff that, this actually doesn't matter, because I believe the sound should still be the same and stuff that, which is a bit weird. So I don't know if I'm close enough to the microphone. I mean, normally the sound would be better on the microphone and stuff that. I don't know why it seems like it was low and stuff that. But since I'm using the thing to increase the audio volume on the microphone, I always have the gain on the highest and stuff that. But anyway, there are a bunch of more stuff, and stuff that, stuff that I still haven't done this yet. I'm guessing it didn't work on the stage that I was trying to do this on. But I think golden treasure chest. Oh yeah, they say golden treasure chest specifically, right? And stuff that. But yeah, but if you complete, for example, the new adventure here, complete once the adventure Ode To Castlevania, because that is new starting weapon and stuff that. And then of course I still have still some stuff left in the Emerald Diorama DLC. So that requires inverse Emerald Diorama with the Venom Favorite, per Glimmer at least 7 ticks. Okay, fully involved there. Sanguine Star, and these, the Fibonacci Spirits, the thing there, those are these are specifically from the Balatro DLC, which was also a free DLC, by the way. So yeah. Because you can see here, for example, Sia Punta is, of course, a new one, and stuff that. And the weapon, I forgot where exactly you got the weapon, and stuff that. But they added Mozarella, which is the Mozarella stage, and then they added the, what is it called? Westwoods. Westwoods is the gambling stage, Mozarella is the, thing stage, but yeah. And of course, I thought that this character had to do with Balatro at first, but it doesn't. This is just on the specific gambling stage. I'm guessing this witnessed the 17 Colossus to New Horizons. I'm guessing that's the robot boss in the Mozarella factory, but you're not supposed to kill him. I'm guessing, and these spend your after party with the foolishly high roller. So I'm guessing that either has to be that you do it because I did the stages in Endless and stuff that. Maybe you have to do it when death is out, so you cannot do it on Endless. And I'm guessing it's that you talk to the Shula Ray, like a gambling guy on the gambling stage. And maybe you need to talk to the last gambling guy, because after you talk to him, of course, he disappears and stuff that. But maybe you're supposed to talk to him, after a certain thing happens and stuff that. But yeah. You can see there that it showed the stage. That's clear there. But one thing you might notice also, if we go further down here, where the Castlevania characters are. Oh, huge! Morris, Annette. I forgot if I had unlocked all of the characters previous and stuff that. Bagania, Stone Skull, Ruler Sword, Persephone, Astarte, Trolta, Suentes, Actress, which actress specifically? Atlantis Rhyme Wizard, Fake Trio, Sorgan Gabon, Zephyr, and Yangshi, which is one of the demons you actually fight, and stuff that. Those are actually new, I think, unless there were a character that I missed unlocking before and stuff that, because yeah. So that is very interesting. And one thing also that they did, so they added more stuff to the Castlevania DLC, which is absolutely insane, really, things to think about. But why do they say specifically 6 swords to slay vampires? Because you will think that, they're because yes, there are meaning swords in this occasion and stuff like that, right? Because, yeah. Right, so what does her weapon count as a sword? Turfing is technically a sword, but Turfing isn't really famous for slaying of weapons. You could say that the Alucard sword eventually, but that of course evolves into a shield and stuff that, so, it's a bit weird, Or do they used mean the whips and stuff that, or whatever, and stuff that, because there are some interesting things, of course, with who has what whip and stuff that, but yeah, rune sword. Of course, the thing as well, the ice band is a thing, of course, so yeah, There are some rather interesting things that they have done, and you could see here, for example, party mode. So let me try and explain how this works here, because you might think that, oh, yeah, you cannot do it solo, or whatever, like if you're a solo player. So first here, you select whatever character you want, and you can like spoil what characters are that you haven't unlocked. So Torino, yeah, so that is definitely has to do with that stage, because this is a character on that Mozarella stage. Secretino, okay, that's a different clown character and stuff like that. But yeah, you can see what the characters actually look like and stuff like that by checking here and stuff that you can see what the actual character looks like and stuff that, which is interesting, of course, So, yeah, Stone Skull, right, because I remember seeing so I started this course from Potato Rune and stuff that, so yeah. So that's actually, it is pretty cool that you can actually do that to actually check, for example, what certain characters look like. And these are the two characters I have so far for the Balatro stage, but yeah. But I mean, for example, you select a character, and stuff that, so, for example, you select Richter, for example, boom, and then select the right, like, okay, what type of Richter do you want? Do you want him to start with the Platinum Whip, or do you want him to select... Basically, this is the one that lets you select, basically, like, okay, like, what whip do I actually want to have and stuff like that, so you select, and then you select start, and then it goes into the second, what would be the player 2. But of course, because, you don't, the player 2 is not because it doesn't, you don't have a second controller. I really hope that they don't try and think that the microphone is a controller or whatever, right, and stuff like that, so you select that. No, but it says CPU 2 here. So defensive, aggressive, chaotic, mirrors your movement, caution might hinder progress, follows you greedy for pickup, stand still, actively tries to get damaged, and stuff like that. So you can have like how it plays and stuff like that. And then you keep doing it for each and every character and stuff like that. So then it's the third character, then the next one, then the next one. So you get to select like exactly what characters you want and stuff like that. So, so you can bring party mode things over. I'm actually going to check what the thing is called, by the way, the giant robot. Because I'm guessing it's going to go in here somewhere on the list, right? It has to go on the specific stage, right? Yeah, it also goes on that stage, yeah, 3 anchors. Yeah, so there was one that I missed in that specific DLC then, right? Because this is from the... Isn't that from the... No, those were part of the main game, right? I think. Yeah, they're 17 Colossal K. Oh, I wonder if it's actually supposed to be like a Wild Arms reference or whatever, because yeah, I found the Mozarella. So I'm guessing you need to allow him to actually escape. Is what I'm guessing you have to actually do with the 17 Colossus and stuff that's, yeah. So you need to make sure that you're not too powerful, of course, obviously. But in an adventure here, as you can see, they added the Ode To Castlevania here. And there's a few more characters I have, but the progress is, of course, the thing that's actually important. Is the progress. So if we go in here, for example, you can see the progress here. I technically did do this, but I didn't manage to kill death. I thought that you were technically invincible, that you had an infinite amount of of things or whatever for that, but yeah. So we need to evolve the Iron Ball, evolve the Javelin, Hand Grenade, Thanatos Whip, of course evolve the Ice Fang, Curved Knife, Alcott Spear, Raging Fire, Mace. Konfodera. Lightning Rain and obtain the Vandalier. Yeah, that unlocks a Pomarola, of course, because the Pomarola is not unlocked, so maybe we do it on the stage, that is, maybe we start with Xenoa actually, because then I can use the weapon from the wherever they start the thing, because, yeah. So let's do it on the right. And here's the thing, right? If you don't select locked, for example, you can see that each stage has specific music tied to it. But here's the thing, right? So the Castlevania Adventure is interesting because all of these stages are basically, they are a reskin of the actual default stages in the game. So for example, like if we go, or if we leave the adventure rather, if we leave the adventure, for example, and then you select a character, so you select Leon for example. So it's Mad Forest, it's Inlaid Library, it's Dairy Plant, it's Galatala, it's Capella Magna. Molise is not, but it is Moonglow. But then I'm not 100% certain what another stage is here. I'm not 100% certain which it's meant to be based on. And stuff that, because Moonglow is very obviously the Sunken Temple stage and stuff that, and of course the Capella Magna is obviously one of the throne room stage and stuff that. But then there are certain stages that I'm not 100% certain of, because it would be weird if certain of them are based on like DLC stages and stuff that, or maybe one of them is based on Mount Moonspell, but I don't think so. And stuff that, because because it's just that the Mount Moonspell is the one that has the... Because I'm trying to think how certain stages look like and stuff that, right? Which stage is supposed to be based on and stuff that, because yeah. Because basically in the what do you call it, in the Ecclesia stage, you have basically like a courtyard that you go into, or basically like a building you go into, and then there are stuff on the outside, both on the left and the right on the outside of the building. And stuff that, and that seems like, okay, like I don't remember any of the regular stages being like that and stuff that, you know. Because yeah, Moonglow has the 50 minutes, so, you know, maybe if you know what time it has on it and stuff that, you know, that, you know, tells you a bit as well, but yeah. Anyway, let's go to the Ode To Castlevania then. And yeah, let's just use Xenoa here. And then go into Saga City, and then we use the... so we could use this version of Empty Tom, of course, obviously. And yeah, now I don't know how much of the music we're gonna unlock for the... But yeah, this is more the default Empty Tom music, the one that's not specific to the thing. But yeah. Now I'm gonna go with the normal version of Empty Tom. Because there are like, I know that there are multiple versions of the Empty Tome, for example. That's the one from Order of Ecclesia, and then you have the one from Harmony of Despair as well. And so let's go Saga City. We have Arcanas, Hurry, Limit Break. We could take Kikidu Inverse, but Inverse does not increase the XP. It does increase the gold, however. So let's go Saga City. Normally I take a Wake here, because you can pretty easily die. However, I actually want to be using this Hail from the Future here, so we can make sure that we level up certain things. Right, and you have the weapons here available as well here, you know, and stuff that. I have unlocked quite a few of them and stuff that, but we will see how things go, of course, obviously. And I believe, right, that yeah, you can see there, for example, I didn't finish, for example, the Alucard swords there. I did not finish and stuff that, so yeah. And the pocket knife is interesting because the pocket knife plus something of course evolves into the actual Chrysaorigrim and stuff there because yeah. I think you can see that all of them have like their thing, but yeah. Let's go with the a la carte sword as well because the a la carte sword needs to be leveled up, but yeah. But it was a weird thing where I was trying to... Ooh. Yeah, we could do the realm away at the same time here. And stuff there, so yeah. Yeah, let's just grab the Pomarola here already. Because we are eventually just gonna grab everything here. Let's actually get duplicated first specifically, grab Entiton first. I'm not gonna grab everything immediately and stuff that, you know, obviously. I'll also grab the Tiara Pseudo. Do we grab that? No. I'm gonna grab some specific things at first here, I feel like, you know. So we grab the crown. So yeah, you know. We could go with both Ebony Wings though, if we can find the other bird. I'm gonna check here because I need to remember. Okay, we haven't evolved the whip, but I don't think I can find the whip until you actually use it on Antonio as a character actually and stuff there before the whip actually gets unlocked. So we could try the ice band for example, or the pocket knife if we can find it. I just don't know Grand Cross, we haven't leveled up either, so there's a lot of stuff we haven't leveled up actually. Actually, let's go for Candelabrador here. Let's start with that first though. Because sometimes I just want to grab everything immediately, but this stage is gonna take a long time of course obviously to do everything in and stuff that's yeah. Because here's the thing, right, if you get a lot of the stuff right, yes you can become very very powerful if you get a lot of the stuff on the stage. On my way. You know, it's interesting of course what certain things are called and stuff there, because of course in Symphony of Night specifically it's, you know, it's Warped Blade. And Warped Blade has a lower drop chance than the other thing, yeah. Yeah, some of the sound effects are actually pretty loud. So let's bring that down a little bit there. And I know that technically the yeah, Shuriken we haven't actually evolved yet, right? No, we have evolved the Shuriken, we haven't evolved the sight looking thing, the hand sight. It has a specific name, I think. Like normally what it's based on one of those things that has a specific name. But yeah, that's the one that evolves into the Boaka knife, the Boaka soup knife. I mean, we could technically try if that is the sword thing, but yeah, but you don't get the unlock for the other thing, you know, of course. You cannot unlock the bonus stuff in the adventure, you cannot unlock the stuff from like the normal single, from the normal like, you know, game and stuff that, so yeah, you know. And of course, if we eventually get, because you can eventually get just unlimited cash on this stage, really, to be honest, right, you know. And once you get certain things, you can like really increase how quickly you get things, you know, so yeah. But I believe, right, the Confodere stuff just levels up on their own, I think. They do. I don't think the Confodere requires you to have like the Dominus stuff. Stuff that I don't think. Oh, interesting. Now the thing is, the armadillo is very, very useful to pick though for certain reasons. Let's actually go with pocket knife here. Because yeah, this stage is just excellent just because, but yeah, it's gonna take a while to get everything and stuff that level up, of course. But it's much more easier to focus the levels, of course, before, you know, if you just don't focus on picking up everything. But usually I just go and pick up everything immediately, except for, of course, the curse thing, you know. But the curse thing is eventually good, of course, because the curse thing is it makes enemies more powerful and enemies do more damage and stuff that, you know. But yeah. But it's weird, of course, that we haven't seen like any of the katana-style weapons in the game, because I mean, you would feel at least that the Masamune from like Symphony of the Night, or you know, maybe the Muramasa or stuff like that would be in and stuff like that, you know. So yeah. Because yeah, the whole point, you know, of the Castlevania DLC was, of course, to add everything really from Castlevania and stuff like that, you know. But yeah. And do I think they're gonna add even more stuff to Castlevania? You know, maybe they are, you know. We'll see. So yeah, so both the other console, I believe, in the conference doesn't require you to get anything specific. And actually getting the ice, by the way, is really good. Because it gives me more rerolls. There's the curved knife, by the way. Which we technically need to level up as well. Okay, so duplicator. And you can see how this is obviously that stage and stuff there, because you can see just if you zoom out, yeah, it's the silver ring to the top. Now there is of course a special boss also as well. And here's the thing about the special boss. By the way, it's always quote-unquote actually worth doing. Now, when I played the Adventure the first time, for example, like I don't remember if I played it on the 28th or not, or if I wait until the next day before I play the update or whatever. Because yeah, because it's crazy really to think about it. They added the Mozarella stage, of course, which is kind of like a labyrinth. They added the gambling stage, and then of course on top of that they added the Balatro stuff. The Balatro has a free DLC, just like Emerald Diorama. Earlier this year was free as well, and stuff that, yeah, there's a lot of enemies now, even though we don't have any curse yet, and stuff that, you know. Oh, there's Ice Band. Good. So does Sword Brothers count as a sword? I mean, technically Sword Brothers is a sword, but you know, oh, nice. But because then we could take Karoma's mana already now to just get more enemies. Okay, so get the XP increase. Oh, that's the big boy. This big swords or you know, in okay, so pocket knife. Okay, so there's something that's casting a spell, so that's the ice brand effect, I'm guessing. Yeah. Yeah, because we only have, technically we have 3 revivals because of the Tirajitsu, of course, obviously, so. Man, Kronos Mana, yeah. Is it by 10% each time, but it increased the spawn amount by 10? Because yeah, here's the thing, right, that there are certain characters that can be pretty weak if you don't have like the right weapons, quote-unquote, unlocked or whatever, you know. So maybe the chest will... Ooh. Purple. I've almost died from that. Get the awake. Just to be safe, you know. Often we don't need the awake at all, but you know, pocket knife. We can eventually start banishing stuff as well, so you know. That was a bit risky though. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I think this will... Oh, the Alucard sword, it prioritized that. Okay. Okay. Oh shit! Right crown. Okay, World Conference. Okay, good. Karamas mana. I think we can pick that up now. Yeah, let's actually wait here because the stage is only 15 minutes. We do have Enderson though. I mean, I really hope we have Enderson because otherwise this was for nothing. Karamas mana. Ice brand. Oh, we already picked it up. Oops. Candelabrador. Where's the Grand Cross though? Rune Tracer. Where's the Peach Cone, damn it? Yeah, because you cannot get both anyway at this point. Candelabrador. Ice Band. I kind of wish that you could open up the menu here because I forgot which one that is that I'm going for. Right, what's the last sword that we're actually going for? Like, what am I actually going for? We already have that. Nah, none of them. I mean, Sword Brothers. Yeah, Sword Brothers. Yeah. I don't know if I technically have the thing to pick that up yet to evolve. Nah, that would probably have evolved otherwise. There's a lot of things that I've gotten leveled here. Yeah, let's start trying to get some of the other things here. You get the spinach. Get Razor. Spellbinder. Then right then he shows up and you can get, for example, bonus survivals there. Oh, we could just get it from here. But we also don't have Summon Spirit, we also don't have Dark Rift. Case and Knuckle we don't have yet either. The main problem is we have already unlocked Sword Brothers. So that's why it feels bad getting it from the thing there. Because we have technically already unlocked them. And stuff there, for example. So, for example, it would be useful, as you can see here, for example, like, you can see all the stuff that we have unlocked. So we haven't unlocked, for example, the neutral bomb or the throw bomb. We haven't unlocked. We haven't unlocked the Swarog statue, isn't here either. Yeah, the Swarog statue isn't here either. And what else? Yeah, we have unlocked the Hydrostone, right, and the Grand Cross. We have the Dark Rift, Summon Spirit, Soul Steel. Summon Spirit Tornado we have. Okay, Xenoxis. We do have Soul Steel, right? Yeah, we have Soul Steel, yeah. So I actually rather want to roll into the thing, by the way. I don't know if we're strong enough already to take the curse actually and stuff. Please tell me I did pick that up. Yeah, I did. Get that, right, and then we go down here. Get some armor. And keep in mind, the character in this adventure doesn't get affected by eggs yet. I believe that you actually have to buy the eggs from the merchant before it actually counts as you being able to pick up eggs. That I have gotten eggs on other characters, but they don't show up as having gotten eggs. Or whatever, you know, so yeah. I mean, I could technically go towards the north here and grab the silver ring. There is technically the one thing that we can get. We can technically, if we get another Arcana, we could pick up the thing that just pulls all the XP to us. Which is very, very important to have if you want to like farm the money and stuff like that, because then you can pull in all the money to you and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, but there was a weird thing where I had gotten all the power-ups on the stage, but I still didn't have the thing to evolve the book because I had basically gotten the thing, the candy box several times, so I could just pick up like individual weapons, and then I had picked up one of the like spell books that I had not yet evolved. For example, like I had picked up one of the spell books, but then for some reason the weapon like refused to evolve. And I don't know why. Like, was it a specific one? Like, was it just that I had begun limit breaking the things already, that didn't allow me to, you know, evolve the thing? Or like, what was the reason, you know, and stuff like that. Like, can you only evolve it on a specific character or whatever, right? And stuff like that. Because I'm pretty certain that I eventually did get everything from the Armadillo and stuff like that, so yeah. Technically, actually, we do want to get a lot of kills here, actually. I don't know if this one can evolve something. Nope. Where's that? No, that's okay. Because sometimes it's weird, right? And you might say that, oh, there's only specific chests that evolve stuff, which is, you know, true and stuff like that, but yeah. Also, yeah, for example, if Victory's sword, for example, shows up, then that's like very, very powerful and stuff like that, you know, so yeah. Maybe I should have actually drunk some water before I started recording. Alright, World Conference. We still need, of course, the Sword Brothers, as I said. You don't need to walk that far, actually. Oh, yeah. And yes, of course, if you want to quote-unquote deal with death, you don't technically always need to get like the cloak or whatever, right? Like the most important thing is the ring. Because if you have enough revives, you can actually still kill death quick enough if you have the correct weapons, of course, obviously. And you just watch Alucard go. And sometimes also keep in mind, for example, that if something is about to Wich level 5, and you know that 5 is the maximum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 50 more enemies technically, right? If I remember how Karoma's mana work. Because it gives you 10 more enemies from each thing, you know. But we want to make sure also that we do grab like the silver ring and both the Metallica left and Metallica right, basically, as well. And I like how it looks like he's actually using like the claymore right. Maybe it's supposed to be the great sword that he's using actually. That gets more spinacci, of course, you know. Our damage is not super high yet from how things seem, at least, you know. Now the fact, of course, that this stage is only like 15 minutes or whatever it is. Of course, keep in mind, of course, that when you have hurry, the clock is twice as fast, basically, so that 30 minutes is just 15 like minutes, actually, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah. Get the stone mask. You must say yes. We could, for example, get the Bob, the hand sight thing and stuff that, you know, we could get that, for example, because we haven't evolved that yet, you know. But yeah, I want to make sure that we get the Sword Brothers there. Although technically I don't know if the whatever it is, Sword Brothers could. Let's just get it now. Maybe just go and grab the thing. Yeah, we only have one of the thing, but yeah. But yeah, keep in mind, of course, that I didn't finish my thought about that. So certain weapons, of course, finishes up at 5. Ooh, Armadillo is really powerful at this point. Because with the Armadillo, you can also select things that are not on the stage. So like turn on a Sparkle Palm, I guess, and stuff that. Oh, wait, huh? That means that I ignored picking up the thing on the stage, right? But how could I have, like, did I God damn it, I think that was the actual thing that I... Oh, cannibals. I mean, and Grand Cross would be really cool though. So still maybe that's energizes with Alucard maybe. No, it shows up being there, I think. Contain arcanas and random passive weapons. Man, we could go Boogaloo or Vilugaloos or whatever, you know. Right, more of that could be nice, but now I'm gonna go for the thing. Gemini is also really cool because they have added more stuff to the Gemini there, as you can see, and stuff that, you know. They added a new gun, for example, to Gemini as well. All of the books are in Gemini as well. All of the spellcasting books. Oops. I forgot to see if that was the correct thing. Oops. Actually, that was bad. The thing was there, the thing that... God damn it. So, Wicked Season, I guess. So we can level up even faster because, you know... Which might be like really, really bad for us, of course, obviously. So, can we... I think, yeah, that's the... Because, yeah, that's more rerolls. I think things are about to go crazy with the... Yeah, so it's increased enemy speed, health, quantity, and frequency. Yeah, and for example, certain things certain passes cost maxes out at 5. But that means, for example, that once you get the passive to 5, it won't show up anymore, which can make, you know, selecting certain other things easier. Stuff that, which is always very, very useful to remember and stuff that, you know. And it's called casting, of course, the Sword Brother spell. The question though, does the familiar sword level up into the actual familiar power up is the question, you know, so that, you know. Because sometimes I feel it doesn't, like even if we have the correct stuff for certain things to level up, it feels like sometimes, you know, but maybe they also need to be max level actually and stuff that, you know. 8 armor is pretty ridiculous. Get more movement speed. And eventually, of course, we're gonna find a actual magnet. But then he's here, of course. He's here, but yeah, I kind of wish there would have been like a passive. Yeah, there we go. We didn't miss the tech though. So that's gonna be 50% more enemies from that. And now we can really move. Yeah, 110% more speed. This is not super quick, you know, but yeah. And keep in mind that the plus or the basically the VHS like play button or, you know, like, you know, that thing can be used, of course, to double the game speed or triple it, I believe it is as well, and stuff that. Which, of course, if you're used, you know, just passively standing still for whatever reason, you know, it is really good for that as well. But yeah, so yeah, we're going towards the ring because the ring is, of course, the golden ring is the one with the bad effect, of course, or bad effect. This can be a good effect, of course, because once you have enough DPS, it doesn't really matter and stuff like that. But yeah, so we get this, boom, and then we get the right one, I believe it is. Because the right one is the one with the bad effect, I think. But Because it's the left one that has the like the health recovery being faster. But yeah, we might have to get another armadillo though. Maybe, you know. What is our luck, by the way? Our luck is, yeah, not super high, 84%. Yeah. But I definitely think that actually that one mistake I did when I played this state before, like you can easily get over 100,000 for example, but using this for example used passively increases the luck to very, very high amounts when this happens. But it also passively used gives you higher luck over time as well and stuff that, you know, that it's just gonna keep increasing. Like, I'm sure, depending on what it shows here, that's the one that's currently having a massive boost to it and stuff like that, you know, so, you know. You know, do I wish sometimes that you could get more skips or like more banishes or whatever, yeah. Because the thing is, right, that you might say that, oh, but you can use like a bunch of weapons and stuff that by taking their, you know, their whole, because you can just get an infinite amount of the things that just allows you to, you know, lock stuff, like lock certain weapons or whatever, right, you know. But the main problem is, like, sometimes maybe there are certain very specific weapons you want to level up, but then it feels frustrating if you have to go into that thing every single time just to, you know, try to get a specific weapon to be leveled up, you know, sometimes, you know. Because, yeah, this is quite a lot of banishes and stuff there, but yeah. Let's get the Clover, the Binder, Soul Steel. Clover. I don't know, but because sometimes it feels like it just refuses to level up certain things, right, you know. And sometimes I wonder, is it that I'm missing a specific passive or whatever, right, you know. Is the question, right, you know. Or is it just something when you're on a certain loop that after that you cannot level up things anymore? Or whatever, right? Or is it that the silver chest cannot level up a weapon or whatever, right, you know? Because it feels really odd that none of these, like the pocket knife or the ice band or whatever, wouldn't like level up yet. Yeah, because the bosses, of course, on these stages do not actually give you a chest. Right, the actual, you know, boss that you can summon. This one is a chest though. That's the Evolved Soul Steel. No. That's actually level 8 of Soul Steel. God damn it. I thought that looked different though. Then it looked different, the 8th level of the Soul Steel. Did we already kill it? I think we did. Actually, let's get the... Yeah, because you can see there that the luck has continued on growing there, even though luck isn't the active thing. But it might have been also because we selected the Clover a few times as well. Alright. Actually, let's get the finger here if we can. But I thought that on the maps, weren't the maps that were actually colored in or whatever? Or is that just me misremembering? Yeah, and often the ring of course makes you have like ridiculous cooldown, right? No? Because I'm pretty certain that the finger does increase something, like it's either like the firing speed or whatever, like, or maybe it doesn't show up. Now discard. don't do the victory sword thing. So maybe they do need to be maxed out. That's the big boy. Right, and also found that level 9 was also the maximum cost on the silver ring. Yeah, get that. So we increased enemy speed, health, quantity and frequency by 100% good. And just take whatever is at the top here. Okay, that's claim Solaris, yeah. Okay, you need a max Toronas box. Oh, it actually says. So that one we couldn't have gotten on the stage because Toronas box we could only get the other thing and that gives us claim Solaris. Oh yeah, so it's the pocket knife that actually gives you the claim Solaris. I think it might be a chest somewhere here, but we cannot see it because there's just... Yeah, there is definitely that we probably need the Parma Aegis then. But we probably need a Parma Aegis then, I'm guessing. But it seems weird, like why hasn't Alucard Sword gone into the third thing? Because it should just be able to do that on its own. Like, I always wonder like what the heck is that about, right? You know, like... Or is it not a guarantee that the chest is like a evolution chest, right? Because is it a bug or something to prevent you from just going into this stage and just evolving too many weapons? Is there a maximum amount or is it just the slots here? Well, it cannot be the slots. Right, because the slots wouldn't make any sense at all. Yeah, we do have a ridiculous curse level action and stuff like that, you know. Because see, there was a time when I didn't manage to level up certain weapons that I know that I had a passive for and stuff like that, you know, so, you know. And maybe you say that, oh, when it's limit breaking you cannot get the thing. But if it's like really, really old, you know, and stuff that's right, if like a bunch of these weapons cannot... Oh, there's not... Dude. Just a bomb, I guess. Because here is the thing, for example, if you end up using like the victory sword or you end up using the you know, the other thing, the, what do you call it, the fireworks thing. I think it's the fireworks thing that actually makes more money happen or whatever. It causes the whole gems and stuff that to appear. Like the gems that actually look like gems from actual Castlevania. They actually look like the circle, like the turquoise and stuff that. They're like the greatest, like Jubilee and stuff that, you know. Or it evolves into greatest Jubilee or whatever it is, the fireworks thing. which is on the... Oh, that's interesting. The victory sword doesn't show up here, even though I did get it during a certain run. The victory sword does not show up here, nor does the firework do. Which is a bit weird, but it would feel like it would be weird if it's that many weapons that require the same thing. That would seem like it's weird. And I know that Alucard sword can just level up on its own, or whatever, right? So it's like really, really weird, you know, stuff like that, you know. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, that is probably more the correct cooldown right now. No, but you see, the chest, they didn't give me the thing. Okay, so we could get more Bibles if we need to, but we don't. So I definitely think because of this one, I mean that each time it cycles through, you keep some of the luck, of course, that it increases too and stuff that, so yeah. So it's used a way to infinitely scale, like the gold game and stuff that, so yeah. Like the longer we're willing to stay on this stage, of course, the better, you know, and stuff that, you know, in terms of use, like getting a ton of money and stuff that, you know. Yeah, but it seems like really weird, like why doesn't it like roll into an evolution and stuff that, like there's no way, like that's basically all of the, unless, right, you would need to actually unlock some of the extra passives, right? That's from other DLCs, right? Yeah, but that would seem like really weird, like if we, for example, would need like stuff like what the Academy badge, right, from one of the DLCs and stuff that, because yes, I know we have access to the Plan of Bazaar and stuff that, you know. Or do they level up with other weapons from here? Is the question, like, do we need to actually have the Xenoxis with something to level up or whatever, right, you know? No, but I think that there's some sort of bug or whatever, right, like there's no way. And I know that Alucard sword should like level up on its own, like this one. Just like how the Comfort Air can become that. This should just become on its own, the Alucard shield. And stuff that, obviously. So why? You know? I mean, we could go on defeat the boss. Although again, it is weird, right? Because you can hide pickups, hide guides, and stuff like that, but why can't you, you know... Also, one thing I forgot if it's the Greatest Jubilee that does it, or if it's another thing. Candy box. Arrow Storm? But because it would... Yeah, actually, I think that he actually talked about it. A certain YouTuber, I think it was. that only once weapons are limit breaking, you can no longer like evolve them or whatever, right? But I mean, technically we probably didn't need to limit break the weapons. We could have just turned the limit breaking off or whatever, right? You know, but then it feels like when you're still leveling up a weapon, right? But no, but there were chests that still didn't evolve the weapons, even like because we kept getting chests after the Alucard sword was maxed out, or the Alucard swords, whatever they call it, right? You know, but we were still getting weapons. You know, we were still getting like we were still not getting the evolution for the Alucard sword even when it was maxed out. You know, and stuff that which was weird. But maybe the chest from the boss here. I mean, it shouldn't drop anything though. I mean, the question is though, if we get the super candy box, which I know is rare, you know. Oh, no, that was just another level of that. Oh, that was a ton of levels actually. Because otherwise, I mean, the best thing to do otherwise is just turn limit breaking off. Because you can see now, for example, there is nothing in the armadillo that you can select. And yeah, let's just go with bonkers. And it is weird that they have allowed, like, removed the most iconic thing of Grand Cross. But yeah, you can see the claims logs in the background, just waving around. But I think that wasn't a thing from the very start. Once you start the limit breaking weapons, like you're not being allowed to get the thing. Alright, the thing is still alive. Yeah, it's right over there. Or maybe an evolution can still happen, but it's like a very low chance or whatever, because yeah. Another cannon box. Far away. And there's another treasure also. Or do you skip it, huh? Alright. Sometimes it's so hard to see though. Right, so yeah, let's get the frog thing. Frogs! Okay, so you can definitely be a summoner. Oh? No, that's just gonna be... That's super candy box though. So can we get something funny here? I mean, no, not really. Gorgeous moon though. Yeah, it doesn't show up here. We cannot get the what do you call it, the thing with the fireworks. We could pick up Goldish Moon here, actually. Because, yeah. Now we need to find the chest. But I think there's 2 chests, actually, isn't there? Yeah. Sometimes it's just better to have it used super zoomed in here. So there's a chest to the left somewhere. Or down. We go, that's picked up. And then basically eventually when you're powerful enough, basically, oops. Candy box. I mean, okay, if you keep giving us stuff, like, okay, I'll go. Okay, let's use triple the speed here. Whatever, which of course with the hurry mode is used absolutely insane speed. You can see that, for example, regular speed or regular speed, you know, I'm using hurry mode also as well. But you can see there on the clock how much faster it goes. I mean, there's also the merchant here, of course, obviously, if you want to buy more rivals. And yeah, the music disappeared there, I knew it was gonna do that. Eventually it just does that, but sometimes there are specific weapons that cause it to happen. Whatever. It is of course a bit sad, but yeah. And the thing is of course that we don't have the thing. We need to pick up the thing that triggers the money thing, but eventually you would actually want to get a certain arcana of course that just triggers this. Gold thing here. And by you can just keep going here like infinitely basically and stuff that just now if you have the thing of course that draws in the money to you, like if you're using the thing where every 2 minutes it, you know, it pulls in all the XP and all the items and all the chests and stuff that, you know, then it becomes more easily of course. Yeah, so maybe we should have had used limit breaking also and stuff that, you know. Because I still think that without limit breaking you can still be powerful enough. Or at least survive quite a while. And sure, we do have some levels on quite a lot of stuff here. But then you would figure out, right, because there are certain things that haven't, you know. So you can use the electric to the old triple speed there and stuff like that, yeah. But it is a bit weird, like why can't they have Jesus on the Grand Cross? Because that's of course obviously always, or not always, right? But for example, when Richter uses the Grand Cross in Symphony of Night specifically and stuff that, you can clearly tell that it's supposed to be on the cross. But then of course later games with the Grand Cross didn't have that display anymore, right? Like when Julius' version of the Grand Cross is displayed, for example. Now we have the normal speed again, and then the normal speed feels super slow. So, I thought at first that maybe it has to do with the deluxe stance, but there's also no way to quote unquote scroll down the screen here, which is a bit weird, you know, and stuff that, you know. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it actually. Right. And we got one unlock, hooray! Yeah, we got one unlock. So that's quite a lot of cash actually. Yeah, so maybe, so we could skip there. But for example, then there's no point in getting these anymore. The seal 1, seal 2, seal 3, because, increase enemy spawn with this. You can of course deactivate it and stuff that, once you... Okay, so that will need 80,000, but yeah. And you cannot deactivate it until it's maxed out, which could be a problem. But yeah, but the seal all, for example, is used, Yeah, because there's no reason to take these, for example, because if you see here, allows you to banish up to 4 items from level up. If that is correct, that seal all just gives you the infinite if you get all the levels into it. But yeah. Because yeah, the charm can be like... The charm means, for example, if you're using a weak character or if you don't have all the weapons yet, or, if you're missing weapons, and stuff there, but yeah. So that was that, of course. Right, and there's more weapons. So there's Ice Fang, Curved Knife, Holocaust Spear, Raging Fire, Mace, Wine Glass, Whip, Lightning Wing, and Bandolier. Let's just go in on the stage. And we don't need to have hurry mode on or limit break or whatever, right? Because yeah. Right, so you can unlock things from each of the things here. Yeah, so this actually... But the question is, if we get the thing from here, does that count as having it entirely? I think we already had the other ones there. But yeah, let's just do that. And then go in on the stage again and go and get some other weapons here actually. But yeah, I kinda wish though on this stage that they used to ignore the limit on the weapons and stuff like that. And maybe that's like really, really hard coding or whatever, right? Because yeah. I know we don't have one that does whip yet, though. So Summon Spirit we don't have Dark Rift. We don't have Torald One, we don't have the Swarog statue. And then oops, that's all the cash. But then here's those things. Yeah, Victor Sword Phaser. They would have the greatest jubilee. Yeah, there's the Lifetime Scan if you want to get it from there. there's the more appalate. So for example, if you get both of the, if you get the Pera, the Tupelo, 8 of the Sparrow, and then you combine it with the more appalate, and then you get Gemini, there's a lot of firepower you get immediately just from having those. And so that one, of course, the Pera, the Tupelo, and the 8 of the Sparrow also, of course, evolves into the Pieragi and stuff that as well, and stuff that, so yeah, you know, that's so yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that you can unlock, but sometimes I feel that you can weaken an adventure run if there are like several things that you get, that, aren't super useful or whatever, because, yeah. So I rolled the whip, I rolled the lightning ring, I rolled the bandolier. Yeah, let's use the legacy version of it and stuff that. Right. So the question is, are they eventually gonna add adventures to all of them, like the classic characters and stuff like that? Because, the unblinded Imelda pass is very powerful because, of course, you gain 10% more experience. 5 levels used from the regular version of her. But then, of course, the unblinded one doesn't have the XP bonus, but you start with the regular version of the wand, but you also start with a level 5, empty tome just immediate from the start. And stuff like that, and for example, the Poe starts with a specific thing as well, but yeah. Let's do the stage again then. Go to Infinite Corridor, the Sanga City. Right. And we're using Hurry, we're using Arcanas, we're not limit breaking. Oh, they do have some moment of dissonance. Yeah, let's go with the special version of the Lost Painting. So Sanga City, but we're not limit breaking. Right, so we skipped the Awake. And what did we go with first? Right, the Hail from the Future. But I cannot afford any of those. We get Krama's mana so we can spawn even more enemies. I'm just gonna immediately go for most of the passives. This can be really dangerous because if you go for a shit ton of passives, then take ebony wings. The only thing we're avoiding is getting the cursings immediately though. Yeah, we already did evolve the pocket knife, right? Yeah, the pocket knife have already been leveled up, but other things haven't. And sadly, we need to get the Alucard Sword again, of course, obviously. And yes, we probably also need to pick up the thing again, the, you know. Is it just that Chanoa moves that much faster? Maybe it was because we did pick up the wings earlier. Because this is still hurry mode. Yeah, it is definitely hurry mode still. Yeah, get the whip. So we need to eventually pick up the peach cone as well. Nah, not Summon Spirit. Because yeah, eventually of course you need to limit break stuff in order to like keep up with certain things. But you can actually survive the scaling for quite a while, depending on of course what weapons you actually have. So right, so the whip is of course with the hollow off and stuff, that's yeah. Right, wings. I'm gonna wait with actually picking that up. Get the attack orb. Right, then we need to get the things up there. Attack the orb. It gets more and more rerolls. It's nice. I get the duplicator. But I don't know if they have nerfed the treasure chest, because it feels like it's way more rare to get like the epic version of chests or whatever, right, and stuff like that, you know. I mean, I feel like the charm is like, of course, very, very good and stuff there, but I feel like the charm is like, you know... The charm is a bit of a double-edged sword, I feel like at times, you know. Yeah, so we have the 3 revivals, of course, obviously. Right, get the wings. Because I felt like before, maybe it just happens when you just have a bunch of eggs or whatever, right? Because I feel like even if you get like the maximum luck that you can get, right, with the clover and stuff that, I feel like still like you don't see like epic stuff or epic chests or even legendary chests as often as you used to and stuff that, you know. I forgot which books have we actually evolved. Yeah, so we have evolved Gale Force, we have evolved the Rock Right, we have evolved the Full Gore. Of course, all of these books are new here, the green one, the light grey one, the light grey blue one, the dark one, or the black one, whatever you call it. Yeah. So we need to definitely get the white bird, of course, obviously, and stuff like that, so yeah. But yeah, since we don't have of course the whip from Siasunta, we don't have the you know. Eventually we will just need to start banishing, of course, obviously. And now do we already go towards the... Right, maybe it can evolve already now. I think it actually needs maximum of... I think it needs maximum hollow art first before it can evolve. Right, did we evolve Rock Riot? Yes. So we need the Alucard's Orb. We need, of course, the other one. The interesting thing is I never evolved the cat, but since I got it from like the Candy Box Turbo, it actually counts as having the evolved version of it. Which is a bit weird how that works, you know, and stuff like that, right? Because I managed to get the Vicious Hunger in the Candy Box Turbo, so I'm guessing if I would have selected Vandalia from that, it would have saved you time as well, you know. Yeah, eventually we're gonna stop banishing things, of course, obviously. Ooh. There's a lot of stuff here. But let's just go with Pizco. Yeah, we don't need that because we've already evolved those. But yeah, we need the Alucard's Orb. Alucard's Orb, I want the one-man way. I want the Ice Band. And then probably Hydros. Nah, okay, so it's gonna be one-man way, Ice Brand, or one-man way, Ice Brand, and Alucard's Sword. So we can fully evolve that. You get the Chroma's Mana to have even more enemies. Because yeah, more enemies can of course be a risk at times. We will of course already evolve the Platinum, right? It does show up, right? Yeah. Yeah, there. Because that's basically the Grand Cross Crash. And the cool thing, of course, I think I talked about this before when we played the Castlevania DLC. Before they added this update, of course, obviously, right? That the quote-unquote the evolved version of the Platinum Whip triggers the Grand Cross effect, like the actual Grand Cross weapon. It triggers that weapon, basically. Oh, there we go, Bloody Tear. And of course, Bloody Tear evolves. Bloody Tear would evolve this whip, the Bloody Tear would evolve with the Siasunta whip. So if you get that whip to the maximum as well, you would then evolve this into the Fuva Bola and stuff like that, yeah. Man, I would really like the Hydrostorm though. No, but I did say I wanted the Ice Band, the Valman Way, and the Alucard's Orb. I know, yeah, this is not the most interesting of stages or whatever, you know, but you know. Ah, speaking of Valman Way. Now the birds do of course free up a slot, though. once the birds mix together. And yeah, the silver ring is of course super important just to get, and yeah. Right, then we need the ice brand. Now we need the ice brand, and we still need the a la carte sword. You know. But you know, that still doesn't, you know, like, that's still not like the, you know, the, you know, I kind of wish they actually properly added the a la carte stuff. You know, because, you know, you could have it like, you know, of course, obviously it would scale via luck. Because, you know, when you equip the, you know, the a la carte sword, mail, and yeah, the other thing. Alright, we already have the maximum of the bird. So this should be the birds leveling up. Yeah, good. Because then we can get either Hydrostorm or the... We could get the Hydrostorm or the Grand Cross if we want to. It does get a bit scary here and stuff that, you know, but yeah, you know. Duplicator? What? Oh, Ice Brand? Good. What did we say? Ice Brand and... right, and Lockout Sorb. Yeah, Lockout Sorb. And then we either need Hydrostorm or the Grand Cross, whichever one shows up first. Okay, that's 8 level of 1 away. And maybe that came all now already. Nope. Let's just get the chest already. That was a purple one at least. Yeah, so we survived there the really hard stuff and stuff that, you know. And unless you specifically get the Wicked Season, of course, you know. Because you might say that, oh, without limit breaking there's no way to survive. You could technically, if we would get the, the medical thing. Oh, actually, we're not gonna get Wicked Season now. We're not gonna get Awake. We're actually gonna get the thing here. That will just make things so much quicker. How far is the purple? God damn it. How could I miss that? Candelabrador. Of course. And the Armadillo though. Right, so Tronas box. Right, and as I said, we need a Alucard Sword. We need Alucard Sword. And we need then either Hydrostorm or the Cross. Wait, the Merchant of the Desire. Huh? Right, is this just the... Yeah, this is just the Resurrection one. Yeah. Is that enough then? No. Ooh. I mean, it's a bit of a waste though, but... Look at Sword. I feel like that had a very, very low chance of showing up, because that's the main problem also, that the more weapons you unlock, you know, the harder it is to make certain weapons specifically show up, you know, and stuff like that, yeah. The main problem though is that once you reach a certain level, the level ups are gonna go really, really slow. Once you reach a certain level, right, and now we need to either have the Hydro Storm or the, you know, the Grand Cross. And we need to get the, there we go. So we pick up everything here used. Which of course can be a bit scary, but yeah, you can see there are definitely things that can, you know. Banish the X. Right, as I said, either Hydro Storm or Grand Cross, depending on what shows up first. Kenny box. So now we get to choose a course. Hydrostorm. Because use the rain used attacking basically the entire screen is what it actually does attack. Or actually its radius can actually be larger than the entire screen, of course, obviously. Here. Oops. Okay, that's another lifespan level. That's a lot of damage. Oh, there's a finger. Just pick up a few chests here. Let's see. That's all I got sword. Wrong mouse. Another purple. Time to get the infinite scaling. A wicked season, yeah, which is 13. Which it can be dangerous if you get this too early, by the way. I want to get one more level 2 Alucard sword here. Okay, good. Oh, legendary. Oh, legendary. Thunderstorm. 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 And okay, Storm Mask is almost maxing out. Storm, Spellbinder, Alucard Swords. Let's just wait here. I'm gonna try and pick that up as late as possible, or once it has the XP thing, once it shows the crown here. I'll just wait here. Because we can see where the attractor over here. Now it has the curse. Okay. A clover. Clover level 5, Storm Mask level 5. Alucard Swords. Silver ring, Torona's box. We could skip the final level, but certain thing of course needs max level of it. You know, it's better just to take all the levels. Okay, so maybe I should... Maybe wait until we have all the levels here. Or maybe once the stage is finished, once they stop giving you evolutions. This would also be bad, of course, obviously. Palm egg is good. So where are you gonna be? So let's wait here. Now let's go. Normally I would love to pick up that because that just increases the gold chance a lot. The main problem is we already have all three now. And I mean, the magic grove is good, but we need to have like the gold thing, the gold fever thing, so you can keep on infinity gold shading basically, pretty much. It's gonna feel really weird though if you need a specific passive from another DLC or something like that, you know. Because some of the things aren't passives, right? Like, because I'm trying to think like what could be passives that's from the Castlevania DLC, or like what things actually count as being passive. Because it's still gonna be weird if it's like, because we're not limit breaking, of course, obviously, you know. Come on, man. Come on, you oyster bunnies. Okay, one more and that's absolutely everything. Like, it is still weird if we cannot. Yeah, because that's not limit breaking. Because it's weird, like, okay, so why now? Like, why are we now not able to... Like, this is weird. Because this is without limit breaking, of course. So, like, is there just a passive we don't have? Like, what is actually going on? Because, you know, we know that that can evolve into the shield. Right. And you don't need to play Alucard to evolve it into the shield. That would like be really stupid if that would be the case. Restore. Now those cannot be passives. There's no way that those are passives, then how do you like... Because it's weird, like, oh, you need to get your thing from the Castlevania DLC, you know, or whatever, right, you know. Because, you know, we specifically ran, you know, not limit breaking, of course. We specifically ran without a limit break so that we would actually be able to evolve those weapons. And see, here's the thing, right? If it's the same one as last time, if it's exactly the same weapons as last time that are refusing to evolve, then that means that there is a passive that we're missing, most likely. But that seems to be weird then. Like, are there certain things in the Castlevania DLC that actually counts as being passive? We're using the speed up now. So, like, you know, so what is actually like going on and stuff that, you know, do this anomaly, but you can see, for example, there is nothing here. So is it that the Castlevania DLC had? Because I mean, Pomagus, right, was part of the Castlevania DLC, but we already had the Pomagus here. No? But I mean, sure, this is nice and everything and stuff that, like that we can use something here. So we could go Vicious Hunger. Oh, evolved cats. Yeah. Use the money earning capabilities are just absolutely insane and stuff like that, so yeah, you know. But it's weird, right? Because I'm trying to think like what weapons or like what are the passives on the Castlevania DLC? Right? Do all those tower things count as being a passive? Or do the weapons specifically, like do these weapons evolve with other weapons? Because imagine if it's that, oh, you have to have the Claim Solaris in order to... Nah. But then why would these refuse to get evolved? Even though we're not limit breaking. I kind of wish I could know what the curse level would be here, you know, that's why scrolling with the thing would be great. Yeah, the music crashed again. Like you might say, oh, that we're just unlucky, right? We just need to get high enough luck or whatever, you know, that could be a thing, you know, of course, obviously. Yeah, we have like 9 armor, which is actually less than what Xenoxis had. But then we can use, you know, turn off damage number, for example, and flashing FX. That can just make things a bit easier. So for example, you can see here, for example, you can actually scroll down like that. I'd actually forgotten about that, so at first I thought that there were only 4 colors available, but yeah, so that's the darkest purple you can choose. So this is a lighter purple, almost more pink-ish, whatever, right? But it's not like pink, you know, like it's more like a hot purple or whatever you want to call it, you know, but yeah. Right, so there's quite a lot of colors that you can use, for example, so yeah. Right. And yeah, so flashing VFX and damage numbers off. That makes things, of course, a little bit easier to see, of course, obviously. What candy boxes, though? Maybe, you know. So can close. Maybe there's nothing with the pocket knife again if we level it up. And yes, I'm guessing that there are extra passives, and maybe, right, there are new passives that may be added with the new extra stuff to the DLC. Maybe there are more passives that you can actually unlock. But then that would seem really, really weird and stuff that, you know. Oh, right, obviously. Drink. And then it just absorbs everything, of course, obviously, because, you know. So can we specifically get one more level? But yeah, with the triple speed, of course, you can just, you know. I sometimes just forget about the triple speed and stuff that, you know, because, you know, like it's just, you know. No, that still doesn't roll across. So I'm guessing that maybe with the new DLC stuff they added more like more passives to the game or whatever, right? You know. That's what I'm guessing, at least, you know. Holy moly! I forgot if there's nothing. Yeah, Greatest Jubilee. I mean, if we want to gain more cash, we want the Greatest Jubilee. But there's Claim Solace again. So yeah, so that's one can definitely evolve. So you can still evolve. So that just means that the cross is just missing the thing. Huh. Yeah, that's just 100% guaranteed then. That the cross is only what we're missing, whatever evolves with it, you know, stuff that. Because you don't mess around with the Greatest Jubilee. That's Cannonbox Turbo. I don't think it's gonna be something silly that. Wait. Maybe you need the crosses. Maybe we need all the crosses to actually live. Oh! You need to get 6 evolutions. Right, so you needed to have enough evolutions to actually have all the alcohol stuff. I forgot that was actually part of it. Maybe that's how they work as well, you know, the other things. So maybe we could still evolve them, you know. Do you have the thing over here somewhere? I already picked it up. It's just a bit silly, man. But yeah, maybe to require some specific weapon, maybe you're supposed to use the regular cross. but I haven't seen the gem effect, so it might be the victory sword that you need to... Or maybe the greatest jubilee didn't evolve, or whatever, because I do remember there was something that turned stuff into gems. Or maybe it was an arcana that had effect. Well, now we can actually see this thing again here. So we have 309% curse, 498 luck, 134% growth. And armor has kept increasing as well. Almost 300,000. And you can just keep going on here forever if you want to and stuff that, you know. Okay. Right. So we have all the whip. Actually, hang on, before we do anything, let's go into the regular thing here and what collection here. Yeah, because I do have a bunch of things deactivated here, but yeah. So because yes, there's a bunch of things here we haven't unlocked yet. All of these are. So there's one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So could it be that the clock tower is... Now that counts as a weapon. Clockwork weapons. So wait, did it read on the Galcard sword? Yeah, that triggers all other evolutions. And in the regular one, of course, we don't have the pocket knife evolution yet. And stuff that, you know. Because these are all the Balatro stuff here. The whole red and blue thing here, you know, to identify those. But because obviously, right, could it be like pile of secrets then that you need? Right, because... Right, and there's the emerald disc, by the way, there. Emerald diorama. And that's the Yoki disc. But the Yoki disc wasn't available immediately from when I went into the stations of that, right? But yeah, but we didn't. Nope. Yeah. So there's one thing we're missing there. And it's probably whatever wall, like the Umbra, Volumbra, and then the thing. Yeah, so into the adventure again. All the javelin and all the iron ball. So we need to do that with John Morris. Now, when I played John Morris, I actually did not go with the iron ball version of John Morris because I did use him on a specific stage. But yeah, What is that? You start default movement speed 60%. Yeah, because even if she had gone off on a bunch of eggs, it's not that much, you know. But yeah, there are like characters here that has a lot of rerolls and stuff that, you know. Yeah, friend survivors. And you can see all the other music there. Okay. Okay, so the ones that have the lock is of course the ones that we don't have yet. Alright, and they don't take up a slot if you don't choose anything good. Okay. Okay. Get more stuff. Do it count as us having that? Yeah, it counts as us having the candy box. Not actually. Before I forget. Yeah, so left on scan. And then we get the ghost, the mini ghost. So there's the yes, there's the okay. There's the Vento Sacro. But then get the Amare, as you can see, is locked there, for example. Magistone Pack Battalier. Because it's just powerful. Oh yeah, that might actually defang enemies, which is actually a very, very powerful effect. Alright, the guts weapon isn't here, the guts weapon should be somewhere else, yeah. There's the phaser. Alright, and that's all weapons. Because now basically otherwise it just shows sold out. Because right, they show you up here, so for example, and yeah, you can use it, you know. Right, so you can get the peanut stuff here. Maybe you need to have that too. They're all certain of those weapons. But that's just how things are. Let's get that again. Yeah, those are those weapons, yeah. But Emerald Rapture is actually... It's not that very bad. Picks random enemies teleport away, but they might not drop XP crews, okay. Yeah. Exikibu. No, but these are the ones that are the spellcaster thing, not the actual, you know, this is the DLC that was afterward, like the kazoo thing, you know, and stuff like that. Where is the thing I'm looking for again? We don't have the Balatro whip yet. Javelin, handball, silver revolver, hand grenade. You know, get as much of the weapons as possible now, basically. So mace, star flail, holocaust spear, trident, iron shield. Yeah, you just look for the ones with the lock icon. Except of course that's not how they show up on the actual merchant and stuff that, right? Because I'm pretty certain even before you had gotten any of the weapons at the merchant, at this, or the master librarian or whatever, right? They did not show up as being locked here and stuff that, you know. Bonkers. Raging Fire Ice Fang. But then you see why it's so annoying, like just in and out of the stage, in and out of the stage, in and out of the stage, like, you know. Okay. Umbra, Globus, Sonic Dash, Dexter Custros, Sinestro Custros. Right, then Centralis Custos, Dominus Anger, Dominus Hatred, Dominus Agony. And right, nothing more from that. Nope. Okay, no from those. Holograms. Like, do we unlock from all of the DLC though? Because that might make things like really bad if we just unlock too many weapons and stuff like that, you know. Alright, and that has another level that we got into because you need all of those. You get the weapon power up. No, but there doesn't seem that you can get the Academy badge from anywhere here. Some misspell. Okay, right, because these are passives, right? Yeah. Santa Javelin, Glass Fandango, Bracelet. Meow meow meow. Okay. Because the thing is, like, unlocking all of these could just make things harder and stuff that, you know. It could theoretically make things harder if we don't get, you know. So it's a Fire Wand, a Lightning Ring, Pentagram. We are the Tupo, 8 Sparrow. Or I probably should have gotten another passive there as well. And I wonder if you can do the thing where you enter with a specific Dark Arcana if you can trigger the boss on the stage. Right, actually. It's a mini crewmate. And I think, did we go with the mini engineer? I forgot if we did or not. Mini horse we didn't go for. Song of Mana, Case of Gaia. Right. Amma Balatro, Shadow Pinion. Just checking everything. Okay, let's get the yoke stuff, like the hats. Okay. Because we need to basically get the... One more charm level would be good, but I want to try and get as many of the Silals here as possible. And stuff like that, because it allows you to banish 4 stuff. And if we get all of these, you know, then that's really, really good. Bazaar. Let's get more of the yoke stuff. Good. Yeah, I kinda wish they would have had a thing where you could have just restart the stage and keep all the stuff that you had unlocked from the stage or whatever, you know, or something, you know. At least on this specific stage, you know. Some more yoke stuff, or supposedly yoke stuff, like those are the things that are often like really, really cheap or whatever, right, you know. Like not all the stuff that are like, you know. Right. Okay. But actually we would have one more slot to buy stuff if we use a certain specific character here. So what's actually better is if we use this Because this is the character you use to get one of the things, because there's some arcana that requires you to survive on a certain stage. Oh, right, but we don't have that character here. Actually, technically we can do this. We can do this with over here. For example, on the like you use anyone that can have a candy box. And then you get all of these choices and stuff that like you can choose whatever weapon you want to start with. And stuff that, right, you know. So if there's a specific weapon you want, and you can use select skip, and then basically boom, you can have 0 weapons. So you just need to have a character that can get the candy box. Party Pooper, Flash Arrow, Prismatic Missile, Shadow Servant. Okay. Right, we all are there, that one, whoops. Can I just enter? I wonder if I could hold it down, because that would just save up time. Right, that's all the stuff from that. That's all the stuff from Sam and the Caterpillar. I kinda wish, nah, there's no way to immediately just go down to the bottom and stuff that, you know. Right, so Alright, then I don't believe you need to go into the actual, you know, finish of the thing in order to get the someone can, you don't need to go into the like the new game plus of it, you know, when you get the star and stuff that, you know. Right, homing missile, diver, mines, another claw. Right, yeah, that's everything from that. That's everything from that. Right, and there's only this left, right? Because, yeah, eventually there's going to be way more Dark Castles and stuff like that. There's only, of course, one that I'm missing currently. And stuff, but yeah. So the new ones, when of course the Victorian Horror was new. Call of the Mad Moon was new. I think those are the only 2 new ones so far. That were added extra and stuff, but yeah. And of course they have added more stuff to some of these. Like the stuff I miss now, having the crystal here, and it has 2 of the guns. from that thing as well, so yeah. But yeah, that one can give you actually the golden chest, the color of Mad Moon. So maybe you need to have the color of the Mad Moon with the character to actually get the thing, or whatever, right, you know. Flambird, Punch Kick, Saber Machine Gun, Super Missile, Eagle Gun. Because if you go in on collection here, yeah, collect a 12 out of 12. So these are used to have available in current adventure and stuff that, like these. Stuff that, and these are used the base game unlocks and stuff that, so yeah. But there's a lot of weird unlocks missing here. Alright, some of these are used the evolved version of certain weapons, so yeah, that's what it is. Same thing here and stuff that, like there's just a lot of things that need to be evolved. But I think that the only things that you actually need, quote unquote, to get everything to quote unquote be done with the adventure is to cause all of these. Like these all need to be completed in order to get the thing, you know. So yeah. So that's why it looks like it's missing a lot of stuff. Kukuri, Twin Dragon, Belova, Sanguine Stogglaive, Spirit Rings. And then there's only Emerald Rapture left, I think. I think that's used absolutely everything. Yeah, that's 7 pages. But it seems weird, of course, if there would be a bunch of things, you know, and then you cannot get like certain things right in this DLC. And that seems like really, really bad because of that. Oh, right, we didn't have that either. Now I'm worried that there are things that I missed because I didn't scroll down on certain ones. It's just good to double check everything, you know, and stuff that, and you can say that, oh, yeah, because it's just very, very easy to miss, you know, because maybe you're just skimming through things very quickly and you think you got everything, but then you missed something, you know. Yeah. But it seems like really weird, right? Because of course the fact that those aren't here is a progressing like to evolve and stuff that, you know. Because it would be weird, you know, it would be very weird if you have like the cross and, you know, the cross and the whole, you know, the Hydrostorm and stuff that, and then you cannot get the evolved version of those, right? That seems like really, really weird if that is the case. But it definitely seems to indicate since these are the specific ones missing here. We do have the peanut here. But we saw these 3 that are missing here. Well, because obviously, right, for example, like if we would Yeah, because it doesn't show up here. Because it would show up at the... I forgot what part of what DLC it was, but yeah. Anyway, let's go into power up here and select the seal out here then. Maybe we just need to get the other seals here as well. Because they don't increase the price on that seal. Just so we can have more seals here. So now we have 17 things we can seal. So yeah, you know, that is something at least. But yeah, I think that's actually gonna do it for this time and stuff there. But yeah, but for example, the thing that I mean is, for example, like if there were certain specific passives we were after, stuff that, so you can see here, you just have the infinite amount of seals and stuff that. And generally speaking, right, like yes, you might want to get rid of a specific thing and stuff that, so you can just take everything from Operation Guns. It is weird though that I don't remember the ones that I had selected here, because I have everything off from the Operation Guns here. You can see that everything is off. But yeah, for example, Academy Badge is still a passive. Will provide bonus amount and revives in exchange for growth. And stuff that, so there are certain things that are passives from other things, but yeah. Horse by the way, is the one for Gemini. All of these here are Gemini ones. So Cygnus, Sharp, Pizia, Red Muscle, Twice Upon a Time, Flock Destroyer, Horse Cartridge, Leveling A. Yeah, that's the other version of the Santa Javelin, I believe it is. Yeah, you can see these you cannot unlock, for example, because they're part of the whole sealing everything and stuff that. So I don't know why they don't still show up there, for example, and stuff that, like the ones that I have selected to have, you know, deactivated, but yeah. So I'm guessing that all of these specifically will be the evolved version of some of those weapons and stuff that, so yeah, you know. Right, and witness something Colossus, spend off the party with high noon thing. Come on, Heaven and Cross with the Grave in territory of the Vampire Killer. Got Battle with 6 Swords. Beneath the Gorgeous Moon. Windy Quest, so I'm guessing that has to do with the Wind Tome. And then maybe you combine it with the Gorgeous Moon with the actual like weapon and stuff that, you know. Which would of course mean that it's Gorgeous Moon here, Evolved Pentagram, so you would need Evolved Pentagram basically. You need to have the Evolved Pentagram. And then I'm guessing they mean that you go with the Evolved Gale Force. Because that's technically the wind one. Right. Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting things, of course, obviously. So maybe I could use test that stage otherwise and test if I can level up with another character and stuff, that's yeah. Right, then Ferryman also has like no weapons and stuff that from the start as well, so yeah. And they can start with different weapons there. Yeah, there's just a lot of characters and stuff that like that. It's almost reaching ridiculous levels. So yeah, so there's still 3 characters I have to unlock from the Emerald diorama. And then check out them per KO from the Balatro stage. And then all the new stuff, of course, from the Is that pointing to a specific character though? No. No. It does not. It might be a specific enemy they're meaning then. I'll let Hakuba rebuke the Lying Reaper. Because there's no Hakuba character, right? Nope. So is that a specific enemy then? Come on, man. Nope. It's easy to scab it like there. I'm using maybe there's a specific enemy named that. I mean, it does sound like it would be a character that's named that though. Yeah, because that's just part of the Guns DLC. No. Well, I'm curious to go back into the stage just to see here. Let's just go in with Richter, for example. I just want to check the Castlevania stage. Do they show something different here now? Because there's still a lot more music now where you can unlock, for example, for it as well. Although I believe in the Castlevania series here we have everything. Well, actually there's one song missing. Is what it seems like. Yeah. One song is missing. Right. Yeah, one song is missing there. And here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 new songs. Let's just go with where is it? Yeah. I want to check has something changed on the map. Yeah, this takes a while to load in, of course, obviously I do remember that. Okay. Right, because this one actually has a proper thing. Can you move the map around? Nope. That still isn't a thing yet. Right. And yeah, you can just get golden eggs here if you just want to get a lot. Just testing, just checked if there were anything new specific, you know. The question is, though, there was something I was thinking about. But because that didn't mention, yeah. But only don't they mean the Mina character then? Or, yeah, Mina Hakuba, yeah. So it has to do with Mina. So does that mean that you need to do it with co-op then? Reaper to reveal Horella's truth. Yeah, I'm guessing you have to have Soma as well, because it's by reference to the thing, of course. It's a reference to that thing that happens in Donosor and stuff like that. Like if you go into the place without wearing the Mina's talisman and stuff like that, if you go into the place basically and stuff like that, right, you know. That's a reference to that, you know. Standing with the skeleton spear with the Vessel of Dominus. Spell the ruler's word. Practice non-violence among the flowers with Morris. I combine holy liquids in a Saga series, so there could be several different weapons. With Dracula's smallest henchman, yeah, that's probably with Fleaman then. So you go on the Fitzlog and grab one with the Fleaman, I'm guessing. Is what I mean, right? Yeah. He doesn't understand the game. I mean, I don't mean the innocent devil, I don't think they do. Yeah, because smallest handsmen make me think that they mean specific thing. Seek access. It is a lot of really funny stuff. Build one tower inside another, so that of course means the gear weapons and stuff like that, yeah. So now there's a bunch of crazy stuff, but yeah. Oh, there's Golic Paradise. But yeah, of course that has been cleared twice, and then it gets a star. This one has been cleared once. But yeah, I still need to do the Tides of the Foscari course, finishing the Legacy Moon spell I need to do. I've already done emergency meeting. Operation Guns I need to do as well, but yeah. So there's a lot of stuff, because it's always the progress one that is the important thing to clear. So if you go in on Garlic Park Paradise, for example, you can see that there are things that you need to do, always used all of these. And stuff that also the things you need to do. You need to do all of these basically and stuff like that, you know, and then just, you know. And then it counts as being cleared and stuff like that, so yeah. And the more close you clear on an adventure, the more, you know, stop points, ascension points you get. And the more ascension points you get, of course, the easier certain things will be. For example, like you can add, like, this is just more XP, of course, so obviously, and, like, even with 1 point, it's just a big deal that it's 25% XP, because with the maximum version of the crown, for example, if you're going on into the Ode To Castlevania, used from the power up here on the crown, for example, it's 15% used XP from the growth of the crown. And of course, if you combine it with the crown you find on the stage, it's like, what, 50% to that, so it's 65% more XP or whatever, because I think the crown is 10% for its level, right? Or is it 5%? Because if it would be 5%, it would only be 25% more or whatever, right? Because, no, but I do think it's 50%. Because there's 5 levels to crown. So 50% and so it's 65%. And then, yeah, which is why, Charm is very useful. But Charm can, of course, backfire. Because if you get the wrong weapons, right, then you might not be able to deal with things, but yeah. But the thing is, definitely, I do think that they made the seal all luck very, very expensive, just so that you have to get from the other seals as well if you want to seal. A bunch of stuff, and stuff that, so yeah. Of course, you don't. Oh. So you could actually just select to ban everything from something here and stuff like that. So if you just want to ban Operation Guns, you can. If you just want to ban the Emerald Diorama, you can. I don't know why anti-chamber is even an option there, because none of the things are from the anti-thing here. But if you seal the extra, yeah, that does seal the Armadillo, which is a bit of an issue. Because that also seals the Victory Sword. The more enemies are defeated, the stronger it grows. So that's a bit problem with if you seal that thing, because then that seals the Armadillo as well. Which is, again, it's very problematic. And stuff that, so yeah. Right, Legacy on the Moon spell. Tides of the Foscari. And I mean, yeah, we cannot see more. Right, because it's probably pretty easy to get the lifestyle scan and the ghost if you need to, so yeah. Alright, and we can see one thing more, so yeah, see that. And yeah, and it doesn't heal the box here, which is actually good. So yeah, but anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will go, of course, check what part this is, and stuff like that, so I remember what part this is going to be, and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I see you all next time.